Thanks for tuning in to the Light of Conscience, where the knowing that exists, where thoughts do not, leads the way. It would be such a wonderful blessing and honor if you find benefit from this podcast to share it. Share it with a friend, let others know that you've benefited. Leaving a rating and writing a review on iTunes or whatever app you're listening from also helps others find it. We would love to see you in the Light of Conscience community as well. That is a free Facebook group, and the people there are all way showers, all here to show the world that it is a-okay to live as you are, because quite frankly, you guys are awesome. So join us there, and I hope to see you soon.
Love itself is molding us into what we be. Why wait for tomorrow when right now we can be free? So break down your defenses and throw away your shield and give yourself this moment to believe in what you feel.
Well, hi everyone. Today I'm with Alexis Harvey. She is a money coach and she is in Australia right now. So it's a day ahead from where I am in Hawaii. How are you doing today, Alexis?
Really good. Thanks for having me, Laura.
Absolutely. Welcome to the podcast. What would you say was sort of the point in time or the circumstance where you realized that you're not like everyone else and you're quote unquote a way shower?
That's a really good question. I feel like I realized that quite young, actually, because I remember all the other young girls around me being really into Barbie dolls and princesses. There was all these major themes that they were really into, and I just couldn't get around it. I couldn't throw myself into something that I didn't believe in, and I found it really odd and strange that everyone seemed to just follow this kind of trend. So I think it was then that I realized that I was a bit different from most of the people around me. And then I guess it was probably probably when I was around 20 or 22 that I really started to act on that and actually think, hang on, I don't need to follow the same path. I can take a different path.
Definitely. So what path kind of were you on, and what path did you decide to take? This is exactly what my podcast is all about, by the way. Like there's the head path and the heart path, and like, yeah. So what did those look like for you?
So my head path was engineering. I really enjoyed maths at school. I was really great at maths and science. And so to me, it just made logical sense that I did engineering, because I wouldn't have to become a mathematician or something. That seemed really boring, but I would be able to use maths and science in engineering. So that's what I studied, and that's what I worked in initially. And once I really hit full-time work, and I was actually working in mining as an engineer, I realized that this just wasn't for me. It wasn't where I wanted to be. It wasn't what I wanted to do. And so I essentially just started exploring anything that took my curiosity. And the first thing that I guess I took a little bit further was to do a raw food market stall, because I was really into health and raw food. So I started a raw food, I guess, kind of business market stall while I was working full time as an engineer. And it all really started from there. That really opened my eyes to the possibility of doing different things, living in a different way, doing something that I was actually passionate about. So yeah, that was where it all started.
That is so awesome. Do you still eat raw food only, or are you more, what do I want to say, more expansive in your diet?
Yeah, definitely more expansive in my diet now. So I did the raw food thing for a bit, but yeah, I have a more expansive diet now.
Yeah, probably more intuitive eater, right? Like,
yes, yeah.
I love that. So what made you get into the money thing? Was it your own experience, or was it people that you saw, or a combination of all that?
It definitely started with my own experience. So when I was working full time as an engineer, and I was doing the raw food market stall, and I was starting to think, oh my goodness, I could start a business if I wanted to. I could do something that I'm passionate about. And then it just became how long I could stick it out in the engineering job. But eventually I resigned, and I didn't want to keep making raw food because that took so much time and energy. But I was much more interested in information and coaching and helping people. So I went out to start doing that, but I'd saved a lot of money so that I had a really cushy runway and I didn't need to worry. I didn't need to figure it all out straight away, exactly how I was going to do it. But I didn't change any of my spending habits. I didn't even know how to change my spending habits. I hadn't really figured it. I'd started to get a few clients, but I hadn't really figured out how to actually charge for myself and for value that I was going to offer people, and how to package that and really have those money conversations, and how to manage my money when I wasn't getting paid a regular wage anymore. It's a totally different ball game. So I ended up spending all of my savings. I had no savings, no real income, and absolutely no idea what to do. It was one of the most terrifying moments of my life. And it was then that I really figured out that I have to work on this money thing. I have to work it out. I'm sure I must be able to. Other people have done it. I just got to think about it differently. I've just got to do it differently. So it was from that moment where I just became so dedicated to figuring it out and how I could have this life and not just go back to a full-time job. And so part of that was building a money management system, because I was an engineer, putting my engineering brain to work. So I built a money management system that was really based on my goals and values and, you know, as much as I could, law of attraction and all things that would psychologically also really help me be able to create change. And in 12 months of using that, I managed to get $30,000 back into savings without having a full-time job or a thriving business. And so then I had all these people around me that were really interested in using it, and they'd started using it and loved it. And so me actually helping other people with it all started from there.
Wow. So it was kind of an organic process, it sounds like. You were coaching. Were you not coaching money, or were you coaching money and then, okay, so you started with something else. What were you coaching? Health, or?
I was more kind of life coaching, and then also helping women connecting with their bodies and their sexuality, because that's another big journey that I had gone through and I was really passionate about. Yeah, and then the money thing just started really organically as I more and more just realized how important it was and what a need there was for it.
That is so amazing. And the thing that I really love is how you were talking about how you made up your mind to change. You know, you were in a situation where your life changed, but you didn't change your lifestyle. And then you were like, oh crap, what do I do now? And then you knew that if you did it before or whatever, you know, you create your life. So yes, you understand that you're the one who's creating your life. And I love that you've created this tracking system, and I'm super excited to watch your videos, which I finally just downloaded, or I signed up to watch. So you have a 3-video series where you sort of walk people through your system, or how does that work?
Yeah, I've got that free video series, Figure Out Your Finances. And that's not going all the way into the system, because that would take, you know, a lot longer than 3 videos, or they would be just a really long videos. But what that's going through is what areas of your finances you need to actually be clear on and how to move forward with that. So actually being clear on what's your vision, what are the things that are going to drive you to actually, you know, implement any kind of money tracking system? What are your goals? We need those things in order to, you know, put the time and energy into looking at our money, because otherwise we want to go off and do all the other cool, fun things that, you know, that we feel like we're here to do, or that, you know, give us more joy. So connecting it with meaning. So that's part of what that video series takes you through. And then, yeah, how to get started with really looking at your numbers before even, you know, diving into the system. Yeah.
Absolutely. I can see how, because I know it, it's so easy to just skip over that kind of thing. The the money thing and the finances. And it's not even because of any fear or any like lack mentality or anything like that. It's, yeah, I'd rather go out and do things and connect people and connect with people and play music or whatever, you know. However, that one skipping over times a whole bunch of skipping over creates a huge pile of work for you. When I think that if you just take even a few minutes a day or a week to just do it, it'll save you so much time in the long run and headaches, right?
Yeah, totally. Absolutely. Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about following your truth? I want to kind of shift into how that helps you create money for your life.
Yeah, great question. So something I really love to share around this. So when I quit my job as an engineer, I had this whole mentality of I'm just going to follow my truth and everything else is going to work out. The universe is going to provide. And like I shared, I ignored the money part because I just blindly thought everything's just going to work out. I don't have to think about it. And then eventually I spent all of my savings and I hadn't really figured out how to make any money yet. So I think what's really important with following your truth is that you stay really on top of your money as well. And you make sure that you're supporting yourself to do that. And you're not almost just passing off that responsibility as if it'll all be taken care of. It'll be taken care of because you take care of yourself and because you know what's going on and you can see, okay, maybe to follow my truth, I need to create a little bit of income here, I need to create a buffer here, or I need to manage my money really carefully during a period that I'm not going to have much coming in so that I can do that. So I think that you can create really great wealth following your truth, but you have to be the one that stays responsible for that happening, especially with money when people can have a lot of blocks around it, a lot of blocks around charging for things that they love doing or things that come really naturally to them, anything like that. You have to make sure that you're supporting yourself through that.
Yes. Oh my God. The not passing it off aspect of that. It is so easy, isn't it? To just, especially with money, think, oh, I don't have to worry about it. The universe takes care of me. And it is. It's like we're giving away our power. And how empowering is it to say, no, I'm actually in charge of this and I can create, I can command, I can plan and strategize, and like I can have responsibility for this aspect of my life. That is so much more empowering than just saying, oh, everything's taken care of.
That's right. So. And I really believe that everything is taken care of when you have your own back and when you see it like, okay, there must be an opportunity here. I need to say create some more income or change my income source. I want to make money doing this certain thing. I am going to brainstorm, 100 ways that that can happen, and there will be something. The universe will provide something as long as I am actively making sure that happens, or pursuing that, or looking for that, or putting energy into that, and that's how I can get that back.
So beautifully said. I love it. How did you learn, if you don't mind me asking, how did you learn how to charge for your gifts, or why, you chose whatever number that comes for you? Like, how did you figure that piece out?
Good question. So to begin with, when I first was getting into coaching, I guess, I did somebody's course that was called The Heart of Sales. So it was about selling from the heart, and it was for healers, coaches, heart-centered entrepreneurs that wanted to, make money from doing what they love, selling their gifts. So that was a starting point. And I remember the guy who ran it, he was really good, but I remember him saying, you can never charge less than $150 an hour. Otherwise you'll never be able to increase your income. You will have just started too low, or increase your price, I guess, which I don't believe. But I remember that being kind of a marker point of, okay, well, I want to somehow get to 150. And I didn't start there, but I started at more like $100, but this coach was telling everyone pretty much you need to start at least 150. And so that was actually really good to get me to start at $100. And then from there, it's just been really a process of what amount do I feel good about, that I feel valued, and I feel like I want to give my best to this person. And then also that, that I feel that I can deliver on, and I can really embody that amount, and I can really, actually confidently say, this is how much it's going to cost, because I really know and feel that they're going to get that much value. So I think while there is some kind of standards or, typical prices for different sorts of things, it's also a bit of an intuitive feeling process, because if you can't really embody it and you don't feel within you that you are confident you can deliver that value, then you're not going to really get clients or sell, because you're going to avoid that money conversation because you're uncomfortable with it. So there's that. And then also making sure that you're charging enough that it nourishes you back, that you feel really good about the exchange, that you feel like you can give, as much energy as you need to in the exchange.
Thank you so much for that response. I'm like soaking it up over here. And I know that a lot of the listeners, are healers and are light workers and people who are here to, help change the world, and they do offer their services. And one thing that I noticed very powerfully is that your price is about, and it comes from you, not what are other people going to value me as, what are other people going to pay, that kind of thing. It's what feels right for me. That is such an important piece that so many healers and heart-led people get stuck on, I think, because they want it to be accessible for everyone. But honestly, if it doesn't feel right to you, it's not really going to be accessed by anyone.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I also think that sometimes we can get stuck in thinking, oh, the lowest price would be the kindest price, which I don't think is actually true. And sometimes when people are putting in a higher investment, usually when people put in a higher investment, they are going to take whatever, like that session or whatever it is, more seriously. And they're going to go and apply it because they've invested more. Therefore, they invest themselves more in the transformation.
Absolutely. I've experienced that myself, purchasing something for $49, I'll just get into my own personal life here, but I purchased a music theory course online because I really want to learn it, but I only paid $49 for it. And I've looked at it like 3 times. It's just not, I think if I had have paid $450 or $490 or, that I'd probably be like, okay, I'm going to get what I paid for out of this, so I'm going to do it. But I just, it's kind of out there on the back burner, and I'm kind of waiting until I feel like revisiting it. And honestly, I don't know if I ever will.
Totally. Yeah.
So I definitely would love to touch on your advice or your suggestions for how to maintain an abundance mindset. So especially for maybe just people who are just starting out, where they know what they're worth, and yet the message might not be hitting enough people yet, or just might not be out there yet. I don't know if you experienced that in your own life.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, great question. Okay, so there's a couple of things. One thing that I see totally that crushes an abundance mindset is when you get into just total scarcity and survival because you don't have enough money supporting you during that period where you're maybe not getting your message out to that many people yet because you're still growing. So either making sure that you have savings that can act as a buffer and that you have enough of that to last you while you're getting that traction and momentum, or even just having some kind of side source of income that supports you through that, so you never go into this place of desperation and fear, or you don't go into it a lot, at least, because as soon as that happens and you get into this survival place, then that's where you're going to feel scarcity. And it's really hard to feel abundant because you're suddenly so attached to getting a sale, to getting a client, to this particular person saying yes to you. And it totally changes the whole dynamic. And I see that, for a lot of people, that ends up crushing their whole kind of business idea, and they'll go back to employment because it was such an uncomfortable place to be in. So part of being able to maintain an abundance mindset is to make sure that you do have enough money to support you, whether that's with savings or with some supplemented income. And then there's two other things that I think really create an abundance mindset. One of them is feeling connected. So when we feel connected to other people, to a community, to a tribe, we feel more connected to the universe, to flow, to life. That's how opportunities usually come to us. It's through other people. So making sure that you don't isolate yourself and hide away while you're going through this process, make sure you connect with as many people as possible is one big thing. And then also having a mindset of opportunities. So when we get into a bit of a scarcity mindset, we usually feel like there's not any options for us, there's not any opportunities, I don't have enough clients, I don't have enough of this, I don't have enough money. To stay in an abundance mindset is to keep training yourself to look for opportunities and see, okay, there are so many ways that I could get my next client, or this many ways that I could do this, or this many ways that I could do this, and then just brainstorm as many ways as possible. Just look for opportunities and have a mindset of there's always another way, there's always another opportunity. And that's how you're going to find them, is opening your mind up to that kind of way of thinking.
I love those suggestions, and they're so true. Connection is so huge. When you said that most of your opportunities come through other people, so they work together. And when you do connect with people who have like minds, like hearts, they're going to be more than happy to brainstorm opportunities or different ways to create with you, aren't they? It's just awesome. So
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, connect in, everyone. If you're not in the Light of Conscience community on Facebook yet, definitely hook in there. And Alexis, you're more than welcome to join us there too. And then if anyone has questions they can ask you, where else could they get in contact with you?
So you can also get in contact with me on my Instagram. My handle is @Alexis Harves. And I've got a Facebook page, Alexis Harvey page, and then also my website, alexisharvey.com, and that's where you can go and find that free video series that Laura was referring to earlier. And I also have a whole bunch of blogs on there. I've started doing YouTube videos. You can find most of that on my website, or you can also go directly to my YouTube channel, which is just /Alexis Harvey, where I'm uploading videos weekly, all things money mindset, self-worth, and then practical money management.
So awesome. I'm thrilled that you're doing this work and you're here in the world and shining so brightly. I absolutely, it really lights my heart up to see other people doing what they love and making it work and helping others figure out how to make what lights them up work for them. Just thank you so much. I'm so grateful right now.
Thank you. Thank you. It's really lovely to hear.
You're welcome. Are there any last thoughts or any last words you want to share with the community today?
Yeah, my last thoughts that I would share is that I work with a lot of people who feel like they're really bad at money, or they're really bad at numbers, and it's just them and they're never going to be able to figure it out. But I just want to say that that is absolutely not true. And anyone, no matter where you're at right now, no matter what situation you're in, even if you feel like your situation is completely messed up and you don't know how you're ever going to get out of it, you absolutely can. It just takes one step at a time. Just start applying yourself and just have a mentality of, I can figure this out, and you will be able to. So yeah, no matter how you're feeling about money right now, you can absolutely change that and you can change your situation. It just takes one step at a time.
Awesome. Thank you again so much, Alexis. I hope people reach out to you. Keep doing what you're doing, keep shining, and you're really making a difference. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much for having me on the podcast, Laura.
Absolutely. If you have any feedback for either me or Alexis, or you want to get in touch with either of us, please do so. All the links are in the show notes. I was really happy that we met. Another one through Instagram. She is really awesome and definitely is walking her talk. If you are looking for a place to go where there are a bunch of people just like you, find the Light of Conscience community and join us there. And then I just wanted to put out there that your voice is really your choice. And if you're feeling like your inner voice and your outer voice or your expression of who you are not aligned right now, I can definitely help you find that place of alignment, and so you can start living your truth. That is through Graceful Transformations. It's a program. There are different levels, and you can find it on my website, lightofconscience.com/graceful. If you want more information, just shoot me an email or a message on Facebook or Instagram, and we'll get you some information about that. I also have a very special deal for a natal numerology report. This is a Kundalini numerology report. It is not automatically generated, and it is not your standard, like a 5 means this, and this is why you're the way you are. It is absolutely different. It gives you a picture of what energetic bodies are stronger or weaker, and not only that, but also how to strengthen them. So this comes with a report, a consultation on the phone with me, and a sound healing, and that's a distant sound healing, so you can get them no matter where you're at. I am offering this for half off in February. So show yourself some love, receive, and shine your light. Until next time, we'll see you in the Light of Conscience.
And don't give up on your life. Your dreams give hope and offer light. Let's make love to the beauty of the lives we've yet to live.